Hello guys, this is Ved Prakash Singh from IIT Consultancy. I hope you are doing well. Today we are going to discuss a very hot topic, process safety versus occupational safety. Let me give you background of past 10 years, past 20 years and past 27 years. I started my career before 27 years back, and from initial years I have seen that there was not much more involvement of the management of the team of the organization in safety, but slowly occupational safety has picked up, and then it has has been part and parcel of operation process and our system. But slowly, if I am not wrong, in last 10 to 15 years, process safety has been given a more weightage because it has got more severity. On huge request and demand from the people, I am preparing this short presentation on process safety versus occupational safety. I hope this information will be good for you. Let us go through quickly regarding the process safety and occupational safety. Guys, you are able to see the screen. Here we have Texas City 2005 incident, Piper Alpha 1988, Bhopal incident. Who can forget this? Black Day, Flixboro 1974, Chernobyl, Buncefield, Petrobras. We are going to discuss all these incidents in our later slides. Guys, my humble request to you is, please, if you have not subscribed so far, so please subscribe the channel. Our intention is to prepare many videos to educate people to give the best out of the time regularly, so that you can get the regular update in your box directly. My again request is to please share this link to your professional friends via WhatsApp or via other social media to help them to educate themselves, upgrade themselves. I don't say that they are not educated, they are not illiterate, but I mean to say that yes, refresher is very much essential. Guys, this is about me. I'm not going to read line by line. I request you to please go through if you are interested to know about me later on at your convenience. These are the list of services what IITC provides to their honorable, respectable clients on time basis, on regular basis. These are the key competencies of IIT Consultancy and its team, and we provide the services to the clients depending on the requirement on time basis. Guys, here we are privileged to allow you to use this link to train your operation team, your maintenance team, your construction team, your engineering team, your production team, your process team, your procurement team, sometimes your management also. This is a very good slide. This is short, simple and very crispy. I hope you will enjoy, and I will ensure that I don't speak garbage. I will speak to the subject so that your time is valued. I would request you to please use this link or slide as a safety moment before a training program, before a meeting, so that to upgrade the knowledge and awareness of your team. Our intention of this program is to provide the information regarding process safety, regarding occupational safety, regarding examples of process safety and occupational safety, pictorial representation of process safety and occupational safety, graphical representation of process safety and occupational safety, process safety management. What is the process safety management? We will see it. And major processes incidents, what we have seen in the front page, we will see it. And there will be some examples and cues what we are going to go through. Guys, let us debate on process safety or versus occupational safety. As we explained in the beginning, that the process safety has come into the picture, as per my understanding, especially in India in last 1 decade, or let's say 1.5 decade. I started my career before 27 years, and I remember, I will not name of my colleague who used to abuse me why I go transfer in safety department. So I did my, specialization in industrial safety, and I got transferred in industrial safety department. And my friends used to abuse me, used to say me, there is no career in safety. But I can tell you, based on my experience of last 25 years, I had been lucky to get transferred to work for safety, like you guys. So, occupational safety, was came into picture, and as per regulatory department, as per requirement, people used to give the weightage, and then after 2005, sometime, I think occupational safety was there, and the process safety took a lead, because earlier it was supposed to be part of operation department, production department, process department, but later on there was requirement, and then each company has made one special department of process safety. I hope you agree with me, correct? Guys, now I will put the ball in your court. Take 10 to 20 seconds, try to understand what is occupational safety, and then we will try to define what is occupational safety. Guys, if you can see the slide, occupational safety. Occupational safety focus on preventing the personal injury only. Personal injury only. We will also see the definition of process safety, where you can get clarification about any doubts if you have. Second point says that measured using OSHA's recordable lost time incidents, accidents, FR, SR, FSI, etc. This is measurable by this terminology. Here in occupational safety, the incident probabilities are very high. The likelihoods are very high. Mind it, please remember it. And incident severity, or you can say the consequence of incidents, are low. Because when you are saying low in occupational safety, probably you can get some injury like cut, bruise, some fracture, and eye injury, leg injury. I don't say these are small injuries, but these are limited to one person only. There is very less likelihood that one or more than one people are getting injured in terms of occupational safety. You can debate me that, say for example, if there is some work going on at height, and at height there is scaffolding, and on scaffolding there is 10 people. If there are 10 people working on the scaffolding, if in case scaffolding collapses, so there are more than one people are getting injured. These are debatable, but in general occupational safety has got the injury to very less number of people, or limited to one, and severity is low. Again guys, I will give you 10 second to 20 second. Try to close your eyes and try to understand what is process safety. As the name suggests, process safety means safety of processes, processes of industries, processes of different elements of the operations, right? Now let us go through the definition. A systematic approach is essential to prevent the potential release of chemicals. This deals with material, equipment and system. Again, I just want to bring your attention that this deals with processes, material being used, equipment being used, SOPs being used, measured using all system functions like alarm rate, corrosion rate, flow rate, leak rate, LOPC rate. Like these kind of terminologies are used for process safety. Here you see that process safety, the probability or possibility or the likelihood is very low. But the severity is very high. Let us compare here. If this is a occupational safety, the probability or likelihood is high here, and here severity is less. So I hope you are able to understand the basic difference between occupational safety and process safety. Correct? I would request you, if you have any question, although not, if you have any query or suggestion, please feel free to put into the comment section. This is the power for me. This is, a vision for me. Your questions, your queries, your suggestions, your positive criticisms or negative criticisms are important for me. So please feel free to provide your suggestion in the comment section. Guys, now you are able to see here process safety versus occupational safety. If you carefully see the graph, you are able to see that this is 0, this is x-axis, this is y-axis, this is very unlikely, this is very likely or possible. If you go for y-axis, beginning y-axis, slip, trips, fall, fracture, injuries, bruise, eye injuries, like this, in this bracket. And if you go above, in y-axis, then you say major accident hazard, MAH. So now let us see this inclination line. If you come down, so it is saying that from this to here, this is a personal injury. That means if you see, the likelihood of personal injury is higher than this one. This is here, personal injury is here. So what is likelihood? Likelihood is high, then very unlikely. And if you go in the respective y-axis, you will say that there is slip, trip, falls, injury, fracture, and this kind of personal injury. At the same time, if you see the y-x-axis here, very unlikely or less likely. And if you go vertically here, it is saying process safety. So process safety events are very unlikely, but this can create a MAH, major accident hazard. So this is what we have seen in the definition. This is what is a graphical representation of process safety versus occupational safety. Guys, now time has come to see the differences between process safety as well as occupational safety. So we will see the occupational safety here and then process safety here. The basic three differences are here. We will see line by line. Here, occupational safety, usually only a single person affected, lower consequence, lower severity, less severity with high frequency. Right? This definition we have seen in the previous slides. Now the process safety. Potential for multiple fatalities. Higher consequence, lower frequency. Let us see one example of occupational safety just to satisfy you. Occupational safety means if I am doing a grinding job. So probably if something goes wrong, grinding wheel may break and it may damage my eyes or it may cut my fingers. So probably I am the only person who is going to get affected. Or let's say if I am doing some cleaning job, I may slip and trip due to the poor housekeeping. Only one person is affected. Other people are on their job. There is no effect to other people. But let us take one example of process safety. In process safety, as we said, that this deals with man, machine, material and process. Let's say if there is a LOPC of your flammable gas, combustible gas or toxic gas. LOPC means loss of primary containment. If your storage tank or your tank gets leak, which has got toxic material, toxic gases, what will happen? The moment it comes out of the box, out of the storage tank, this will not kill only one person. This will kill everyone who are in the envelope, in the boundary of this gas. This will not see only one person to be killed or many person to be killed. What I'm saying that not killing affect. Only one person will be affected or many people are affected. So now you can see the significant difference between occupational safety and process safety. Now let us go for the next. Risk result from human activities within the installation. I am doing a welding job, I am doing a cutting job, I am doing cleaning job, I am working at height. So this is a human activity. Like process safety, I mean there is a debate, but the risk results from the chemical, physical and chemical property of process substances. Of course, if LOPC is there, there is a human intervention, there is a human problem, but mainly this is the physical and chemical property of a chemical. If a chemical is toxic, it will create, a toxic exposure, and many people are going to be affected. If this is a flammable or explosive, if it comes out, there is a possibility of ignition. If it explodes, so there are many people in the envelope of fire or radiation zone. So everybody or anybody who is in this zone will be affected. So you see the difference. This is the human activity and this is chemical and physical property of process substances. I hope you understand. And by chance, if there is any question or any suggestion, please share in the comment section. Human behavior is the dominant factor here, but technical conditions have a considerable role. Here, basically, this is a human behavior. So this is why to improve this, we have many systems like a BBS, behavioral based safety, safety culture transformation. So these are related to the behavior, and yes, technical conditions are also playing a considerable role. This we will see separately. Technical systems are dominating factor here, but human actions have a considerable role. So like in first point, what we have seen that yes, there are role of human intervention, but technical things are more dominating. Like which chemical are to be used, whether more toxic chemicals are to be used or less toxic chemicals are to be used. This depends on our technology provider. This is also depends on our, services, processes, reactions. Guys, now here we are saying that in occupational safety, you are responsible for your own safety. If I am doing a welding job, your safety officer is liable, but you are responsible to see that your eyes are not getting a welding arc eye. You have to use the safety goggles. You have to see the welding goggles. Here, you are responsible for the safety of your colleague. Here, you have to ensure that there is no possibility of LOPC. There is no possibility of source of ignition. So here you are responsible for your own colleague. So that means to ensure the process safety and occupational safety, what the definition we have seen, there is a system called the management system or safety management systems are in place in many organizations. I have built many safety management systems. If you need any help from my side, please contact me by putting your comment or sending the WhatsApp message. Guys, are we in the zoo? No, we are not in the zoo. But yes, I just want to make some differences, some examples of occupational safety and process safety. Let me take it through. Lion. Lion deals with occupational safety. You can say why and how. I will take you through with some example, then you will realize it. Tiger is a process safety. How and why? Let us go through number one. Here, lion hunts in pack. What do you mean by pack? So as we mentioned that this occupational safety frequency is very high. Here the number of lion means the frequency is very high. Process safety, we say that tiger always hunts alone. That means there is a rare chance of process incidents. Less likelihood. Here more likelihood. Now going for number two, is often visible. Occupational safety, sleep, trip, electrocution, other things are visible. Unsafe conditions are visible. Poor housekeepings are visible. I am not using safety goggles is visible. I am not using my safety hand gloves are visible. I am not using my safety shoes is visible. But here the things are not visible, secretive and hard to detect. Normally this guy is always hiding himself or herself. You can't see if tiger is behind you because it is hiding behind the tree. Whereas this is lion. Lion is ultimately lion. Lion is the, king of the jungle. They are always visible. Who cares? Correct? Right? Now, guys, we are going for the third one. Common in its own environment. They are the common in its own environment. Everywhere there is occupational safety issues are there, unsafe conditions are there, unsafe actions are there. You can see. You can see, believe me, you can see. If you go in a good company, if you go in the bad company, where what I'm saying, good company, bad company means those company who are following the safety by heart, you go there. Those company who has got only lip service, you go there, you will see the difference. Here we say the process safety is not commonly seen. You can't see when your pipeline is going to get rupture, when there is a leakage from your pump seal, when there is a leakage from your pressure vessel, when there is a leakage from your storage tank. You don't see. This is invisible. So I hope, guys, you have understood the difference. What is occupational safety? What is process safety? What are the differences between occupational safety and process safety by graphical method and by pictorial method? Please put your comments in the comment section. This will encourage me. Huh? Guys, let us take a few more moments to understand the process safety in the detail. Process safety basically involves in the prevention of the leak. We have to ensure that all the equipments are in healthy condition. We have to ensure that NDTs are done. We have to ensure that all the PSVs are working. We have to ensure that all pressure control valves are working. We have to ensure that all TCVs are working. We have to ensure that the leak test, pressure test of these vessels are done on time basis. Equipment malfunction. Equipment means safety instrumented malfunction, SIF. Safety instrumented malfunction. Your PCB does not work. Your pressure transmitter does not work. Your level transmitter does not work. Your temperature transmitter does not work. This is a equipment malfunction. Overpressure. Are you creating overpressure in your system? And is there PSV? Is there PCV? Corrosion. Do you have corrosion alarms in your system? Do you put your corrosion inhibitors in the system? Metal fatigue. Sometimes metal fatigue can also create LOPC, loss of primary containment. Number second, know your process, both physically as well as technically. I will not take your much times. I have prepared a detailed training program only on process safety on 14 pillars of process safety as per the OSAS. So you can feel free to go through that program to understand process safety in the detail. There we have given everything. We have given incident investigation, we have got emergency response plan, we have got MOC, we have got process safety information, we have got everything. So I would request you to please feel free to go through this training program to understand process safety in detail. Analyze the process to understand the process. This is a PHA, process hazard analysis. There are various tools of process hazard analysis like HAZOP, HAZID, SHIL, quantitative risk assessment, what if, BOTI. There are many tools for process hazard analysis. PHA, this is known as a PHA, process hazard analysis. Maintain the equipment. This is called as asset integrity. There are many things like performance standard, like written scheme of examination, like a written scheme of verification, safety critical equipments. So we have to maintain the equipments which are critical to safety. This is another part. I will again request you to, I have published one program, safety critical element, or you can say health, safety, environment, critical equipments. So this is very good program. I would encourage you to go for that. Manage and communicate over the life of the processes. We have to manage and communicate over the life of the processes. That means from since design, construction, commissioning, operation, and decommissioning. Complete life cycle we have to manage. Otherwise, one small mistake can create a havoc, and this will be very, very costly incident because process safety does not kill one. Process safety kills everyone who are in the envelope, who are in the boundary, who are in the battery limit of the process safety event. So guys, these are the basic understanding of process safety. So guys, let us give some few seconds to understand the process safety management very quickly. I will not take much time of yours. Process safety management is a proactive approach or process where we need to identify the hazard. Second, analyze the hazard. Then evaluate the hazard on qualitative basis or quantitative basis. There is a QRA. Q for qualitative, Q for quantitative. There is a qualitative assessment based on the risk matrix. There is a quantitative risk assessment based on international standards that are very essential part of the process safety. I would request you to please go through my training program on quantitative risk assessment. You will understand the basic meaning, basic understanding of process safety in terms of QRA. Safeguarding of releases of hydrocarbon substances, hazardous substances, and process accidents. I would like to say that process safety incidents are those incidents when there is a LOPC of hazardous substances. Let's say if there is a pressure vessel, if there is a vessel or there is a pipeline which is filled with water, this leaks. And another side, if there is a pipe, there is a storage tank, there is a vessel which is filled with toxic gas, S2S or SO2, this leaks. How you are going to create the differentiation? Water leak, this is the process event, you can say, but this is not so severe. This is not so severe. This is very hazardous. Even we cannot dream of leaking the S2S, SO2, or this kind of chlorine, this kind of toxic, or ammonia. So you understand the basic. We need to safeguard the release of hazardous substance and process incidents by any means always. Guys, as you mentioned that process safety deals with physical and chemical property of substances. So process hazards are associated with chemical and physical property of the substances being handled in the industry. If there is no chemical, no hazardous chemical, there will be no process safety events. In the engineering company, they have a lathe machine, milling machine, drill machine, drying machine, grinding machine. There is no chance of process safety event until they have got ammonia, chlorine, or other chemical for utilities. Correct? Yes. So guys, what are the chemical properties? Why we are so scared? Because chemical has got basically four inherent properties or qualities. First is a flammability or flammable hazard. Second is a toxicity. Chemical may have toxicity in nature. It has got explosivity, explosion. It has got reactivity. So we must know all these four property of each chemical, what is being stored, being transported, being handled, being used, being produced, being stored, being transported in your industry. If you are able to manage all these five properties in the tank, in the storage tank, in the process vessel, in the supply tank, in the transportation, that means you are safe. There is no process safety event. Here, the PSM system model. This is a very small information I am interested to provide in this slide for you guys. I am very sure you may be knowing this, but if you are not knowing this, please give a 2 to 5 seconds to understand. Basically, process safety starts with the people. This is a team job. This is not one-man job. And then this starts with the knowledge of people, not related to your stream. You may be perfect mechanical engineer, you may be perfect process engineer, you may be perfect chemical engineer, perfect instrument engineer. But this knowledge deals with the process safety knowledge. So it says that you have to build it right. You have to design it right. You have to construct it right. And then you have to commission it right. After commissioning, you have to operate it right. You have to ensure that all the operating parameters are there and no parameters are going out of the operating range, out of the design range. Then maintain it right. You have to do the continuous maintenance, regular maintenance, preventive maintenance, so that all the equipments, all the safety instrument function, all the safeguards are going to work as per intended design or intended requirement. And if we are able to see all these things, what you are able to see in the square or rectangle, that means to manage this thing, we have got a system called as management system.